Okay, we're recording. So again, welcome everybody to the webinar tonight. My name is Eric Johnson. I am the creator of Teamzy, and I'm looking forward to talking to you guys a little bit today. Here's what I'm going to do over the next 30 minutes or so. I'm going to take you through quickly how to set up Teamzy. I know a lot of you are brand new, just starting your trials, so I'm going to take you through and show you how to get set up really quick. Then I'm going to take you through the most efficient workflow for doing a power hour. Okay, you guys are going to love this. Your power hours are going to be so efficient. Then I'm going to show you how to use the follow-ups function, right? And if there's time, I'll even teach you how to follow up without feeling like you're nagging people. Okay, so before we get started, I just want to give you my quick disclosure, which is that I am also a Beachbody coach, just like you guys, working in this business, just like you guys, okay? But I want you to know Teamzy is completely 100% compliant with all of Beachbody's policies. I don't receive compensation from Teamzy for doing this with you or at all. So we're compliant with that, okay? But the whole reason why I was moved to find some smart guys who could build this for us was that as a coach, I come from the industry of real estate training, where I've been working with people, helping them build their businesses, generate leads, all using a system called relationship marketing. When I became a coach, I couldn't find any tools to really help us be efficient. That's why we have Teamzy. So I will show you guys how all that works tonight. In fact, and before I jump over to Teamzy right now, I want you guys to notice at the bottom of your screen is a Q&A button. That's where you're going to write your questions, okay? And when I'm done doing my training, I'm going to do open Q&A. I will stay until we answer all the questions. So ask anything you like. Be excited about that. And let's get started. So I'm going to go ahead and share the screen with you. Okay, so now you guys are seeing my Teamzy dashboard, okay? And I'm going to take you through the startup process like I told you. Again, if you are brand new and you just started your free trial, you're going to, the first time you log into Teamzy, you're going to actually be inside a startup wizard. Okay, what is that? That's just something that we built to make it very easy for setup, okay? So I'm going to launch that for you. It's right here, okay? And it looks like this. Okay, so here's the setup wizard. And again, this is just going to walk us through the process of setting it up. There's 3 things that you do in the setup wizard. You're going to set an income goal, okay? And I'll go through how that works. But when you set the income goal, guys, this is so cool because Teamzy is built upon a proven lead generation system that has been proven in other industries. We can actually calculate what you need to do on a daily basis to reach your goal, okay? Then we're going to show you how to create a powerful why so that you know why you're doing this, you remember, and on days you don't feel like doing it, you can push through and persist. And then we're going to get all your contacts in. We're going to build your list and get it sorted so that you can start working it, okay? So let me go through there. There's little videos on each page that are helpful, that'll help you kind of get through it. Okay, so the first step is setting an income goal. When you guys get to this page, put in a number. This is the number, this is the income level you'd like to be at 12 months from now. Okay, so it's not necessarily what you'll earn in the next 12 months, but it's the income level you'll be at in 12 months, right? Your annual income level. So put a goal in here. Now, I highly recommend, guys, if you have dedicated at the minimum 1 hour a day to your Beachbody business, I highly recommend that you set a goal that's at least 6 figures. Okay, even though that may seem like a stretch, let's say if you're brand new, Teamzy is going to make you so efficient, you'll be surprised at how many activities that you can do to get you towards a goal like that. So you can see I set mine at 150. I'm going to go on to the next step. So now what Teamzy has done for me is it's done some math and it crunched the numbers. And it's basically telling me in order to accomplish this goal of $150,000 income level in 12 months, I need to reach out to 4,348 people. Okay, kind of a big number. But let me explain to you how, or let Teamzy explain to us how we can break that out so it's doable. Okay, so on the next page, hit continue. Now I'm on the breakdown. So this is kind of a recipe that Teamzy has created for me to reach my goal. Okay, so they've broken that 4,348 into 3 categories. Connects with prospects, connects with customers, connects with coaches on my team. And they've recommended that I reach out to 2,174 prospects, 1,304 customers, 870 coaches, okay? And then it breaks it out monthly, weekly, and daily. Okay, so here's my daily numbers, 9 a day, 6 a day, 4 a day. Okay, and this is a suggestion. This is a recommendation. But you can come in here, guys, and you can change these numbers, okay? You can write over them if you want to. Let's say you're a brand new coach, you don't have anybody in your team yet. You're going to want this to be 0 right now. And then you can come in and change it at any time. I'll show you how to do that when we get back to the dashboard. Okay? If you've been doing this a long time, you're going to want that number to be bigger. Also, you've got your invite goal for the day, and you're adding new people to the list of the day, right? You got to add people to the new list, even if you're starting out with a big list, right? Some of you have 2,000 friends already on Facebook. You got to be adding people. You got to have fresh water. Fresh water has to be coming in all the time, right? Fresh water has to be flowing, or else the whole thing gets stale. Okay. Next. Now we're going to find your why. Hold on, just a second. Gotta hydrate. Okay, find your why. Why the heck are you a coach? Why are you a coach? Do you struggle with this question when people ask you? When they say, why are you doing this? Is it hard for you to answer that? This is really important, guys. You need to understand why, what's on the line. Like, what are you hoping to achieve? What will being a coach do for your family? What will failure do to your family? This is an important thing to know, because you will hit challenges, you will hit roadblocks, you will hit what we call quitting points. Quitting points are those points where a normal person would just quit. If you have a strong and powerful why, you can persist through quitting points. If you don't, you'll quit. Okay, that's why it's so important that the guys put this right into Teamzy's setup. So I'm going to go to the next page here. This is basically a journaling exercise right in the software. It takes you through the thought process to help you figure out your why. Okay? Each question goes deeper, leads you into the next one. Why'd you become a coach? Okay, well, in my case, I thought it'd be great if I could make an extra $500 a month. Great. What did you hope to accomplish? Well, I thought if I could save $500 a month, then maybe in a couple of years, I'd have enough to be able to get a new home for my family. Why is that important to you? Well, because our family was growing, right? And we were crowded in our home. We didn't have room. And it just felt like for us to really build the life we wanted to have a new home. Well, what would achieving this mean for you and your family? As I went through this process, you guys, I realized that my biggest issue was fear of losing my job, fear of not having enough. Right? Worry about money. I don't know if you guys, that was me. That was my experience. This process helped me understand and get to my why. Now, you can see down here, here's my why statement, and it's on all of your pages. It's the default text. You need to create your own. When you fill in this last my why box and you hit continue, it will save it on your dashboard so that you can read it every single day. Okay? Now, here's a pro tip for you guys. Some of you guys are more motivated by the avoidance of pain than by gain, if that makes sense. So here's my suggestion to you. You could write in parentheses your dark why. What's your dark why? That's why you don't want to quit. What is the consequence of failure? Write that down. What are the consequences of failure for you? That can be just as powerful a motivator for a lot of us as what our success looks like. It's good to paint both sides of the coin. So that's just my little tip for you guys. Some of you guys, when you don't feel like, never being worried about money again might not be strong enough for you to get your connects done today. But if you put in there, that you won't be able to, your kids won't be able to go to college or something that matters to you, maybe that'll get your butt moving. Okay, next page. Now what we're going to do is get all your contacts imported into Teamzy. Okay, so for most of you guys, you're going to start with your Facebook contacts. One of the cool things about Teamzy is you can get your entire Facebook list imported into Teamzy. Why is this so awesome? Well, because now you can work that list in a systemized way. So you're not just like trolling through your feed, trying to poke at people and reach out to people and try to keep up with it. And then the next thing you know is you're doing follow-ups by scrolling through your messages feed, trying to remember who you talked to. How many people fall through the cracks that way? Tons. This way, everybody's from your Facebook list is in Teamzy, and you're working it as a system, which I'll show you guys in a second. It's really easy to do. This video gives you instructions on how to do it. Okay, you can get it done in 20 minutes total, and that's because you have to wait 15 minutes for Facebook to send you the file. Okay. Then you're going to get your imports from the Coach Online Office. So you're going to get your customer search, right? So you can get all of your customers and leads and everything that you've gotten from Beachbody imported into Teamzy. And then you're going to do your downline search. So you're going to get your coaches imported into Teamzy. Okay? It's really easy to do. This video explains it. Once you get everybody in, okay, you're going to actually be on this page, the team page. And the next step, team right here, team, just so you know where that is. Team is where your whole list lives, Okay, your whole list is here. Okay, whole list is here. I'm getting an error, which is awesome. Okay, we just did a major update today, so we may find a couple errors today, which we'll iron out today. And I'll explain to you guys the new major update. You're gonna love it. All right, so your whole team is here on this page. Your next step is to rank everybody, okay? And so when you come in here, it'll automatically be toggled. See where it says rank mode? I'm gonna toggle it so you can see what I'm talking about. When you're on rank mode, you're gonna go through your list and you're gonna give everybody a rank. Okay, you're gonna give everybody a rank. It says my connection's unstable. Hopefully I'm not talking like a robot. You guys are still hearing me fine. So I'm gonna just click on it. I'm gonna give them a rank of like, 5 stars if they're awesome, 1 star if they're not so great, okay? We're just gonna go through and just from the gut, we're gonna give them a score, okay? Just like you are ranking a Netflix or something on Amazon, whatever. You guys know how to do this, okay? Now, this is so important. I wanna explain to you guys the concept of why you need to rank people. And then I'm gonna explain why this software needs it. But first and foremost, you got to prioritize people, okay? This is why. You need to be focusing more time on the best people. Does that make sense, guys? More time needs to be focused on the best people. If you have a huge list, which if you don't have a huge list now, you're going to get a huge list, right? That's the whole process of building the business. You need to focus the most time on the best people. Who are the best people? The best people are, well, obviously your loved ones, right? They need to get some time. You need to get them in your calendar first. But the people most likely to do business with you, the people most likely to join your team, they should get more time. Your best coaches, your best customers should get more time, okay? If you don't prioritize your relationships, you'll never be able to prioritize your time. Does that make sense? You have to prioritize your relationships first, because if you don't, the best people get the least amount of time. The turkeys will steal your time. You guys know this is true. The customers, the coaches that have you talking to the roof of your car as you're driving away from meeting with them, okay? They're gonna steal your time. So you have to prioritize your time. Now, let's get back into the software so I can explain to you how Teamzy works with this. Teamzy is going to take the ranking that you give people, and with that info, it will organize your power hours for you, okay? So get this point, this is important. You set this up one time, guys, and you never have to plan a power hour again. You never have to plan a power hour again. So you're like, oh, Eric, it's such a drag. I have 2,000 people. I got to rank them. Yeah, you should just do it. Get a glass of wine, put on some soft jazz, right? Crank through it in 40 minutes. Just do it. At least one pass through, okay? Because you can constantly change their grades as you're going, but you want to get one cut through the list one time, okay? So that Teamzy can organize your power hours for you. So once you go through this whole thing and you scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll, and it just keeps on scrolling, okay? When you get to the bottom of your list and it looks like it's over, just give it a second and keep scrolling. It loads more, okay? All right. So once you do that, now you're ready to work your power hour, okay? So everything's set up. So you're gonna come to your dashboard. Now I want you to kind of get in the mental state. Let's say it's first thing in the morning and you're gonna do your power hour, which by the way is not gonna ever take you an hour ever again. It's gonna be so fast. You're gonna come into your dashboard and everything's waiting and ready for you, okay? You're gonna see today's activities. My goal was 15 connects with prospects. Okay, you can see I did 6, I've got 9 left. My goal was to connect with 4 customers. I did 1, I've got 3 left. My goal now is every time I do these, this circle is going to complete. When it's completely solid, I finish that category for my power hour. And then I need to connect with a coach, right? Get my invites and my ads done. Okay, so that is what I'm going to do. Now let me show you how to do it, okay? You've also got right here, when you finish doing your product to the product stuff, right? You can click these that you did them, okay? So that it tracks that for you too. Also, here's my why. Remember I talked about how it's right there, so I can read that, get myself motivated. Okay, so now let's do the power hour. Let me show you guys how to do this. This is so fun. So first I'm gonna work on my prospects. I'm gonna go to who's up next. It tells me who to connect with, okay? So the first person on my list today is Rich. So I primarily use Facebook Messenger. Use whatever you want, Instagram, Facebook, text, email, phone, in person, handwritten notes, whatever you want to use, but that's primarily what I use. Okay, so I've got Facebook open. You can see right here in a separate tab. It has to be in a separate tab because Facebook does not allow any apps to integrate with it anymore. I don't know if you guys are aware of that, but it's all good because it's still really easy to use. So now I'm on Facebook. Okay, so I'm gonna look up my friend Rich. There he is, and we're gonna send him a message. Okay. Let's see. You don't have to write anything real profound. I just want to connect. All right, so here's what I wrote. Hey, Rich, it's been a while since I checked in with you. How are you? Hope today was an awesome one. Okay, real simple message. It's been a while since I talked to him. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy this. Okay, I'm just gonna copy it and then toggle back to Teamzy. Now what's cool about this is, see, Rich is a 4, which means I talk to him every 2 months. So he's a pretty strong relationship of mine. Oh, I forgot to tell you what the rankings mean, didn't I? I'm sure about 10 people already asked that. So let me explain to you the rankings. See this little question mark, in case you don't remember what I'm about to say? Okay, 5 stars, these are your hottest people, most likely to become a customer coach, okay? Or an existing customer coach, total rock star on your team. They're gonna show up on your dashboard, on your who's up next list every 30 days, okay? That doesn't seem like it's that often. Trust me, that's super often, okay? Because you're not following up with them after an invite. You're just connecting, saying hi. A 4-star person, this is somebody who you feel like is likely, with a little nurturing, to become a customer or coach, or they're a solid performing person on your team already. They're gonna come up every 60 days, every 2 months, okay? A 3-star, that's somebody who, you know, you don't really know. Everyone's a 3-star until proven otherwise, right? They could do something, they could not do something. You're gonna connect them every 3 months. Okay, you're just gonna stay in touch with them. The 2-star person, that's kind of more of a cold relationship, somebody that you're gonna check in with every 4 months. And then a 1-star, those are people that are not gonna come up on your who's up next. They're just on your list. You can email them or reach out to them as you like. Okay, that's how the rankings work. Okay, so, excuse me, so that I didn't do that in order, but now you know. So now you can see Rich is the first one on my list. I'm reaching out to him. I pasted his message here. I'm gonna select which type. That was a Facebook message, okay? And I'm gonna log it. Now, when I log that, he's gone off my list. You notice he disappeared off my list. I don't even have to think about Rich for 2 months until he comes back on my list again. Unless he replies to me, then we'll have a conversation, right? But I'll get back to that at the end. My goal in my power hour is to crank down my list and just connect. What I'm hoping to do is get people to smile, to think about me for a second, and hopefully start a conversation with them. Okay, that's all I want to do. I want them to smile, think that was nice, put myself on the top of their mind for a second, and hopefully start a conversation with them. If they don't respond, I still got them to think about me, possibly looking at my page, starting to interact with me, and they'll come back up whenever they're next on my list. Okay, the next person is Sherry. Let's just pull her up real quick so I can show you how quickly you can do this. But you have to be able to spell. So there's Sherry, okay. So now I'm gonna send her a message. See, it's been October since the last time I sent her. So here's what I'm gonna do, guys. I'm gonna use the same message. This is how you can be super efficient, because it was just a good general message. It's been a while since I checked in with you. How are you? Okay, boom. So I sent her the same message that I sent Rich. Now I'm just gonna copy and paste and move on, okay? Go back, copy that one. You guys see how quick you can do this? I mean, you can be so efficient. Next is Rodney. Okay. He's actually under he has a one combined with his wife. You just gotta know people, right? Boom. Okay, so look, I just did 3 in like 1 minute, okay? You know, you can probably see how quickly I would get to my 15, okay? So I'm gonna just toggle back over here. I'm gonna log that last one. Okay. Bam. Okay, so I just did 3. Now picture I do 15 on prospects and I get a full circle there. Bam. Feels awesome. Now I'm gonna move to customers. To move over the list, I just click right here on this tab. See right there? Bam. Now it's my customer list. Okay? And you just do the same thing. You reach out to your customers. Now, guys, it's so important to reach out to customers. And I can't even tell you how many coaches I talk to who have, especially coaches who have been doing this, for a few years, who have huge lists of customers who have not been reached out to in a long time. This is so huge. Okay, 2 reasons. I could do a whole training on just why you should reach out to customers and how to really leverage that. So you just got to stay using Teamzy and you'll get those trainings down the road. But here's the thing. First and foremost, you're their coach, right? I actually got 3 reasons. The first one is you're their coach. You have a duty. This is your duty. Your sacred duty is to help these people. Not just to get them into one challenge group and support them for three weeks or 4 weeks, but to be connecting with them and keep them on their journey. It's a lifetime commitment, right? To stay healthy. So we want to stay in touch so we can help them stay committed to their journey. We can support them along the way. We can give them encouragement, acknowledgement, accountability, and support all the way along the way. Now, here's the second reason. This is a very pragmatic reason. People will cancel their Shakeology. Typically, they will cancel their Shakeology after 4 or 5 months, no matter what, if you're not in touch with them. So we want them drinking their Shakeology because it's awesome for them. We want them drinking their Shakeology because it's also part of our business model, right? That recurring income every month. So we want to be maintaining that income. You just got to stay in touch with people. That's all. You got to stay in touch with the people. Just because you overcame the objections once and got them to purchase doesn't mean they don't still have them. You need to be helping them through those objections constantly, okay? Now, the third and most important reason, guys, that you should be in touch with your customers on a regular basis, if you haven't been writing down any of these nuggets, this is one I would write down, is because the hottest source of a new lead is a current customer. The hottest source of a new lead is a current customer. Hold on, I'm just going to look at you while I tell you this. Did you get that one? The hottest source of a new lead is a current customer. Just think about this for a second. These people are super excited about what you're doing right now, especially if they're currently in a group and they're using their Shakeology, they're doing their workouts. They're starting to see inches disappear, right? The energy is starting to go through the roof. They're feeling amazing. And guess what they're doing? They're telling everyone about it. They're walking around work at the kitchen, shaking their Shakeology up, drinking it in front of people while they're all eating donuts and, doing unhealthy things like people do at work. The conference room food comes back and everybody attacks it. They've got their beautiful little containers of food and they're making their lunch. People going, what are you doing? You look amazing. Oh, I'm doing this program. It's amazing. They're talking it up. Those people are enthusiastic. So why aren't you getting all of those people as new customers? First, you got to be in regular contact with your customers. You need to be encouraging them and they need to get used to the fact that you're going to be checking in with them consistently, okay? The second thing is you have to ask them to introduce you to their friends. You have to ask them to introduce you to your friends. I don't have time to go into the full dialogue on it, but that's what you need to do, okay? As you're talking to people and as they're thinking of people that might benefit from what we do, who might benefit from joining the next challenge group that you have going. Ask them, could you just quick introduce me to them via a group chat, a text, a group email, whatever's easiest for you. Just make the introduction, and I'll get them all the information they need. Okay, there's a good nugget for you guys. All right, so next thing we're gonna do is, now we've got all of our customers done on our Power Hour. Now we're going to reach out to our coaches. Guys, it's called Teamzy. Why do you think it's called Teamzy? It's called Teamzy because it's about building your team. You got to be in touch with your coaches. I know that you are, you're on a call like this every single week with them, right? I know that you guys are in 5 different Facebook groups, that you interact on social media, but this one-on-one contact is so key. It's so key. Okay, people do not do well in a communication vacuum. They need to know you care. They need to know that you're in their corner. So this will help you do it. You don't even think about it. Just who's on the list, boom, reach out, send them a message. I'm proud of you. I'm excited for you. What can I do to make your day? Whatever the case may be, get those messages out. Okay, so when you've got your prospects done, then your customers done, then your coach is done, first of all, you're gonna feel awesome, right? In my case, I do 20 a day, right? 15, 4, and 1, that's 20, and I can do that in about 25 minutes. Now, here's the thing I will tell you guys right now, is that when I do those 25 connects, just, hey, how's it going? How can I make your day? How's your day going? What are you up to? The response rate for me, this isn't something that's guaranteed for anybody, but I'm just telling you my experience. The response rate for me is about 50%. So about 50% of the people I say hello to say hello back. Now, you have an opportunity to have a conversation, right? You have an opportunity to have a conversation. You have an opportunity to use the form training, all the training you've been getting from your upline and from, you know, Beachbody and everybody, to continue that relationship, to continue that conversation, to find what their needs are, to uncover their needs so that you can support and help them. It's not always going to be about Beachbody. Guys, it's about the relationships. That's what matters. The more people you invest in, the more relationships you invest in, the more business you're going to generate, okay? So what happens when you've done this and people start to have a conversation with you? Well, what I'm going to do is we're going to pretend that Rich, we're going to pretend that my friend Rich responded and we had a long conversation. Okay, so actually I need to be on Teamzy for this. So here's what I'm going to do. Let's say Rich responds to me and we have a conversation and we go back and forth, and through the conversation we uncover some needs that I can help him with. And as we're talking, we decide that joining my next challenge group is probably going to be the best option for him. And we talk about what program he's going to use and about Shakeology. And now I'm at a point where I'm going to send him the links to order, and I'm going to invite him to my group. Okay? So how do we do that? The first thing you do is see this lookup bar right here at the top page. By the way, this is on every page, so you don't have to go looking for it. It's on every page, okay? We're going to look him up. There he is. So I'm going to click his name. It's going to bring up his record. Okay, so guys, now I'm on his record. If I click right here on activity feed, it has the record of our conversations, okay? So one thing I can do is if I want to keep track of that entire conversation that we had, I can go to Facebook, copy the whole conversation, hover over this last message, I'll click edit, and then I'll just paste it in there, okay? And then once it's in there, I'll save it. So then I have the whole conversation. Now I'm going to actually send him an invite. Okay, so let's say I'm sending him an invite to 22-minute hardcore. I'm going to do it via email typically. And now see this little invite box? I'm going to click it. Now it's asking me which type. It's a challenge group invite. Okay, great. Now, I don't want to just log this connect because, guys, he's going to disappear for 2 months, remember? When I do an invite, I need to follow up tomorrow, right? So right here where it says follow up, I'm going to set it for tomorrow. Okay, now the cool thing about the follow up is once I've set the follow up, I don't have to think about it. I won't forget because he's on my list, okay? So now when I log that, you can see now he's got a follow up set for the 9th of June, okay? And you can see here, here's the invite, the follow up is set. Now, check this out, guys. So when you're doing your power hour, you've done your prospects, you've done your customers, you've connected with coaches. Now you're going to do your follow-ups. These are all the follow-ups that you have set previously in the week, okay? So you're going to go through your list, and if they're red, they're due. If they're yellow, you've got a little bit of time. If they're green, you've got even more time. You can't see Rich because I have too many follow-ups on my list. I need to get on it. Sorry, guys, I need to get on it. But he's there. Right? He's probably number 6 on this list. So as I do follow-ups here with like Yvonne, then he'll move up on the list. But now, guys, I'm just going to give you a little bit of training on how to do this follow-up. I showed you how to set it, okay? That part's easy. Now, this is really, really, really important, okay? Because the follow-up is probably the most important part of being a coach. It's the most important part of being a coach. Absolutely. First of all, you need to know the statistic that 80% of all sales are made between the 7th and the 10th follow-up, okay? Between the 7th and the 10th follow-up. So how many of you guys follow up 10 times? I'm just curious. Okay, so probably not very many of you. I haven't come across any coaches that follow up 10 times. And the reason why people don't follow up 10 times is because they feel like they're nagging people. In fact, I say most coaches probably follow up 3 times, okay? 3 times is not enough. If you're following up 3 times, you're giving up a majority of your sales, okay? You are stunting the growth of your business by only following up 3 times. Not only that, you're letting people down. This is why it's the most important part about being a coach is following up. You're letting people down. They're relying on you to help them, and you're letting them down. Okay, so let me explain this a little bit. I'm going to give you guys a real simple dialogue that's going to let you follow up with people without feeling like a nag. Okay, so we're going to use my example of Rich. I sent him his invite email okay? Now I'm going to connect with him probably by message again, and I'm going to say, hey, Rich, I just sent everything to your email. I'll check in with you tomorrow, see if you have any questions. Simple enough, right? I'll check in with you tomorrow, see if you have any questions. Now, I set the follow-up in Teamzy, so I can't forget. Because if I forget, then I'm a real loser, right? Because I told him I would and I didn't. So I've got it in Teamzy, so I won't forget. So tomorrow, when I go to follow up with Rich, this is what I'm going to say to him, okay? Write this down because these words are so powerful and they work so well. Hey, Rich, it's Eric. Just following up like I promised I would. That's it. Hey, Eric, it's Eric, it's Eric. Hey, Rich, it's Eric. Just following up like I promised I would. Just following up like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me today? Okay, that's my first follow-up. Why is that? Why are those words so powerful? First of all, you told him you'd follow up, and you did. So you just put a deposit in his trust bank. Secondly, when you use the words, I promised I would do this, and I did, you know, this was my promise, you've changed it from, I'm following up with you because I want the $40 commission on this challenge pack, to, hey, man, I made you a promise, and I'm keeping it. I care about you. I care about you achieving the goals we discussed. It's important to me to help you. Do you see how just those couple of words can convey that message? Now you've set the tone. So now when you're following up, it's a promise. It's a friendship. It's caring. It's love. This is what we do as coaches, right? Remember we talked, it took 6 months of me connecting with you before you even wanted to talk about the challenge group. Then you told me you had all these goals. You told me that you were excited. You told me that you're ready to start, and now you're not answering my messages again. Here's the thing. I understand that. I know it's hard. I know that change is hard. This is what I do. It's hard. People flake. People run. People hide. I know that. But guess what? I promised you I would follow up, and I will. Because why? Because I'm your coach. Okay? Guys, you got to follow up. So now let me just show you how to do it again in Teamzy. Because Teamzy helps you not let anyone fall through those cracks. So now, when Rich comes up again, we'll use Yvonne as my sample because she's in front of us. I'm going to write his message in here again, and every time I log a follow-up, I'm going to set the next one. Every time I every time I follow up, I'm going to set the next one. Guys, my goal is to get to 10 follow-ups, right? We're in a race. Who can he sign up as a coach or buy his challenge pack quicker that I can get to 10 follow-ups? We'll see, okay? I'm going to follow up every single day for 4 days in a row. Every single day for 4 days in a row, I'm going to follow up with somebody. I'm going to check in with them. Hey, dude, how's it going? Hey, it's me. Did you have questions? You got the email, right? Okay, well, let me know if you have any questions because I'm here to help you. Hey, it's been 4 days. I know you're busy. I want to make sure you get your order in so we can get started on those goals we talked about. Do you understand what I'm talking about? This is the tone of your follow-ups. Just quick messages, just checking in with people. Here's what I will tell you guys is they will thank you. Thank you for following up with me. You're so good. Thank you. I really appreciate your follow-up. Okay, 7 to 10 times it's going to take on average 7 to 10 times to get somebody to commit to something, to do something. And if they don't at that time, fine, take the follow-up off, let them flow back into Teamzy. You'll talk to them again in a couple months. Maybe they'll be ready then. Does that make sense? So guys, this is where the magic happens. The follow-ups page, the follow-ups list is it, man. This is what really makes this thing magical. So get out there, reach out to people, and then connect with them. Bring that conversation forward. When you're ready to invite them, then follow up like crazy. Follow up like a pro. Okay? Show people your love. That's what this whole system is about. You know, so many people get into network marketing and they're all about just hit the list, hit the list, hit the list. Don't worry about rejection. Somebody's going to say yes. Well, that's great. And then you've got bodies you've left a trail of bodies. I want to build relationships. I want to have every single one of these people looking to me as their trusted advisor when it comes to health and fitness. Every single one of them. And whether or not they want to do something with me, I'm the first person they think about if somebody's talking about losing weight. They're like, you need to talk to my friend Eric. He's a Beachbody coach. That happens all the time. That's what this is all about, guys. Okay, so there's it. Power Hour. Invite like a pro. Follow up like a pro. That's how you do it. This is going to make you so efficient. You just come through here and crank through these guys. You're going to love it. I am going to start taking questions. Are you guys putting questions on the Q&A? All right, so we'll pop back and forth between this. I'm going to open up the Q&A and start answering questions. This is where you guys start typing your questions if you got them. Okay. Portia says, When doing the setup wizard, I played around with numbers for the income part. One of them I did was 100 grand, but it said that I would only have to connect to 4 people a day. That's not a very big number. And I see on yours it's 9 connects a day. Is that really accurate? Yeah, it is. Here's the thing, Portia, it's every day. It's every day. So if you're not working every day, you need to do more than that. Does that make sense? It's every day. But here's the thing that I will tell you guys. We have, especially when you become full-time Beachbody coach and you don't have to do other stuff, the freedom you get is amazing. Freedom I mean, you just do this every day for 20 minutes. It's amazing what it will do for you. So every day, it's just like nutrition. Okay. Hope that answered your question, Portia. Kelly says, I put my Facebook list into Teamzy. I've friended people since then and I've added them to Teamzy. If I go back to Facebook and download the list in Teamzy, will it double the names or recognize they are there already? Great question, Kelly. It will actually recognize the people that are there and it will not import them again. Okay? But you can also add people as you go. Let me just show you guys that really quick to show you how easy that is to add people. So if you want to add a new person as you go, you are just going to go up to the top of your page where it says add contact. Okay? And that's where I will add. How do you spell Schmo? I think it's like that. So you see how quickly you can add somebody new, and then it's on the record. You can set a follow-up with them, right? You can tag them. Oh, I didn't even show you the tags thing. Hopefully someone will ask me about that, and I can show you that. Okay. Please explain how to separate the coaches from your contact list. Okay, Richard asked that. Richard, great question. Now, here's the thing with this. If you import your list, your coaches list from Coach Online Office, they will automatically pre-put it into your coaches category. Okay, so you don't have to worry about it. If you import that list, it will automatically do it. But let me show you really quick how easy this is to do. So you can see I got Joe right here, right? You guys can see Joe still. I'm on his record. So I can actually change him to coach just by clicking on coach right here. Now he's on the coach team. I can say that he was personally sponsored, or he's just in my downline, or maybe he's on my team, or just a friend of mine that's a coach, right? Or I can move him back to prospect. Now, if I'm on my full list of prospects, let's say, and right here where it says type mode, I can toggle this and I can go through my whole list and move people over as I'm cranking through if you want to do it that way too. So there's a couple ways you can do that, okay? All right. All right, so let me see here. Pamela's got a great question. Will this ever become compatible with Instagram for uploading followers? Pamela, great question. Can you export your Instagram list into Teamzy is what I think you're asking. And right now, Instagram does not, unlike Facebook, Instagram does not offer an easy export option yet. There are ways you can do it that are pretty complex. If you Google it, you can find there's some third-party apps that you can download that will take your Instagram list for you and give it to you in a way that you can put it into Teamzy. It's not a beginner level work. That's why we're not doing it yet. So you can look into that if it's really important. But down the road, hopefully Instagram will give us an export, in which case it'll be really easy to do. All right. Kimberly says, if I put a name up top and search contact, how can I add the message I sent on Facebook? Great question, Kimberly. So let's go back up here and let's look up Joe, the guy we just added. There's Joe Schmo. Okay, now it's going to take me to his contact page on the team page. Kimberly, you just click on connect. Okay? And you can log it right there. Cool? Okay. Next, Pamela says, can you share those follow-up scripts? Make a promise, etc. Now, there are some scripts in here on the promote page that we've given you. Okay? So I guess I need to add that one for you guys on, followed up like I promised I would. You guys were on the webinar though, so you just get it, just write it down. But there are a bunch of scripts in here, by the way, you can check with. This is cool. If you guys haven't seen this page, there's scripts that are from Teamzy. You can put your own in here, your own templates that you can create, right? So you can grab them as you need them. And then the community are ones that other coaches have uploaded to share with everybody, which is pretty awesome. Okay. Dana May asks, if I have new ads to Facebook, do I follow the same process, download a new file, or add them separately? So Dana, I think I answered that one. You can do it either way. I personally prefer adding them as I go, okay? Because you saw it only takes literally a second to add somebody, and Facebook is typically just a name anyways. Also, you get this little circle here for adding 3 people a day, or whatever your goal is. I mean, I'm super motivated by the visual, so I like to do it daily so that I get that circle filled. If that makes sense. Okay. Dana also asks, what is the best way to build my Facebook community? I only have 459 friends. Okay, Dana, there's tons of training on that through the Beachbody community. So it really depends on you. There's lots of ways that you can go out and meet people on Facebook. I'm not going to get into that totally on this one here. But in a nutshell, what I would say is just figure out how you can offer value to people and find as many people to offer value to, if that makes sense. You give it out in slices, it comes back in loaves. Kathy says, can we change our money goal at any given time? Yes, Kathy, let me show you how to do that. Okay, so on the dashboard, am I sharing my window yet? No. Am I still sharing with you guys? I'm not sharing with you guys, hold on. All right, so now I'm sharing with you guys again. So here's what you're gonna do. Right here where it says edit daily goals. Okay, Kathy, you click that. And that's gonna take you right here to set your income goal again, okay? And you can click that, and then you come down here, you go to the next page, and this is where you can customize all these, okay? All right. MCO asks, Teamzy is an amazing program. Why isn't this being integrated into our monthly business fee to begin with? That's a great question. Ask Carl. I'm sure maybe someday Carl will want to buy it and do that for you. Okay. Stephanie says, do we just add people manually after we've uploaded our Facebook and Excel contacts when we get new friends? Thanks, this rocks. We just answered that one. Okay, good. I'm glad that we know those are good questions that multiple people are asking. Kathy says, can we change our why as we go along? Our why may change in time. Absolutely. Absolutely. You're going to want to change your why. It's going to get deeper. It's going to get bigger and better. Now, to change it, guys, you just click right here on my why. Okay, just click on that and it takes you back to that page in the wizard and you can finish it and just make sure you always hit continue. And then if at any point you want to get out of the wizard, you just click save and exit, okay? All right. Great. Stephanie, never mind, you answered my question. Yeah, we did it. Kendra says, how do you separate your coaches, customers, and prospects in the list like you had? Okay, so again, guys, on the team page, you can see here, this is my whole team, and then I can look at my prospects, I can just look at my customers, I can just look at my coaches. When you do your imports, your Facebook list will automatically drop into prospects file. Your customer list from Online Office will go right into customers. Your coach list will automatically go into coaches. So if you do those 3 imports, Facebook, Coach Online Office, coaches, Coach Online Office customers, you're gonna have those groups populated. At that point, you're gonna move people around again when you're on their record. So when I click on someone's name, their record is here on the right. I'm just gonna click here on these buttons to move them into a different category, okay? Okay, this is a lot of great questions. Jenny says, maybe this was explained and I missed it, but how do you make your lists? Okay, I think we just explained it, perfect. All right, MCO says, question 2, is there a way to import what customers previously purchased from you when you do the download from COO? Okay, that is a great question, and we've been working on this. The problem is, guys, is that on your export from COO, they don't show anything they purchased from you. They only show what they purchased from Beachbody.com. Have you guys noticed that? So you'll have a customer that's bought everything and it'll say Slim and 6 on their thing. So so there's no way for us to do that. However, here's something really cool that was just added last night. Remember I told you we had a new update last night, which is why I got a couple error messages, which will get fixed tonight. See right here, you can now add tags, which is so cool. So let's say Maureen, actually let's not do Maureen because she's a real person. Let's pull up Joe Schmo, our new ad. So let's say Joe has been doing 21-day fix. Once you create a tag, it's in there, so you don't have to type it again, which is awesome. Let's say he used Shakeology Home Direct. So when I put these tags on Joe, he's actually grouped with everybody else who has the same tag, which is awesome. So if I wanted to promote 21-day fix extreme, I could go to this list of everyone with 21-day fix, and I could see everyone who has 21-day fix tags, and I could promote the new products. Really cool. Okay, so that's a new thing that just happened, which is so much fun. However, there is going to be a new update coming, guys, in probably about 2 weeks, where you can bulk import tags with people. So that won't really help with the product question, but it will do cool things like you could import a list of leads you met on Instagram with the tag Instagram, and they would go into a group saying Instagram leads, things like that. Okay. All right, Lynn asks, are there scripts for cold touches? I have a lot of new Facebook friends, people I've never met, having a hard time inviting to the business, especially with people I've never met, ideas. Okay, I get this question a lot, guys, and I get this question a lot, and so I'm gonna just take a second to answer it. This is me answering it, okay? This is not the official answer. So many coaches have been very successful doing cold invites. Okay, I've never done a cold invite. It's just not the way it's just not my philosophy. However, reaching out to somebody cold and starting a relationship, I highly recommend, and that's exactly what Teamzy is designed for. So what would you say? You know, if somebody has accepted a friend request from you or has sent you a friend request for you, then in my mind, that's an invitation to have a conversation, right? So I would say, you know, hey, Lynn, it's great to be connected. How are you doing today? Okay, just great to be connected. How are you doing today? Try to start a conversation. Hope you're having an awesome day. You know, let me know if, you know, and they may say, yeah, I wanted to be friends. Your posts are so inspiring. If someone asks you for a friend request, right, you get those. You go, well, I'm here as a resource for you. I'd love to get to know you a little bit better. You know, what are some of the things that you're interested in? Just get to know them. That's the first step. Just get to know them, right? Connect. Find a connection. The number one thing that you guys should be looking to do is making people's day. How do I make your day? I got to figure out how to make your day, not how to sell you a challenge pack or whatever, but how do I make your day? What do you need? What are you interested in? You know, sometimes people just need a friend today. They need someone to listen. They need someone to pray with them, right? But as you build those relationships, Lynn, you're going to be having no problem generating business, if that makes sense. You got to start building trust with some of those touches. Okay, now as far as scripts for cold touches, those of you guys who have great cold touch scripts, put them in Teamzy as templates and share them to the community. So next time someone answers this, asks this question, I can show them your scripts. All right, Cheryl says, when you connect with a person multiple times a day, do you edit the conversation or keep hitting connect? I would just edit the conversation personally, okay? In fact, if I send out a connect, guys, that says, hey, how you doing? And we have a conversation that goes back and forth over a couple of days, I paste that whole conversation in that one connect, if that makes sense. I don't want to skew my numbers. I reached out to that person. That counts as something proactive. Now we've had a conversation. But I will always do invites as a separate connect because I want to connect. I want to log that invite. Okay, if that makes sense. Okay, I think we got that one. Richard says, thank you. You're welcome. Christy says, how do you log when someone replies to your Facebook message? Do you log their reply? So I think I just answered that, which is I paste the whole conversation back in. But here's the thing. I'll explain this to you guys. I'll be honest with you. I don't always go back and paste the whole conversation in because I'm so focused on what I need to do today and moving forward. You know, moving forward, moving forward, moving forward. If the conversation required a follow-up, then I logged it and put a follow-up in. If the conversation just kind of came to, because when you have a conversation with somebody, you reach out to somebody, there's three options. One is they don't respond. Two is they do respond, and you have a nice conversation that doesn't lead anywhere, but it was nice, and it kind of moved the relationship a little bit along. And the third option is that you end up with an invite, and now you're following up. Does that make sense? So the first two options, they don't respond, or you just had a nice conversation, have the same result. They just go back into the Teamzy flow. The third one is where you're doing follow-ups. That makes sense. Okay. All right. Liana says, under the Who's Up Next heading, my coaches and customers do not show up there in individual categories at the bottom. Is there a reason for this? Okay, so Liana, without looking at your account, there's two things that could be happening. One is that you don't have any contacts in those categories yet, which would mean you haven't uploaded your Coach Online Office files yet, okay? So if you have not done that, watch the video. You can get it in the Setup Wizard, or you can go over to the university page. There's videos and FAQs there that show you how to do it, Okay, so that could be the one reason. The second reason is you may have had people there, but you didn't have a huge list. And as you went through and connected with them, the list is empty because you connected with everybody that's there. And remember, they're not going to come back on your list for 30, 60, 90 days. So if you've already connected with them, they'll disappear for a while. So that could be what's happening too. It's probably one of those two things. Okay. If it's not one of those two things, Leanna, I hope I'm saying your name right, by the way. What I want you to do is, I'm going to share the screen again. See this purple help button down at the bottom right? I want you to click that and send a help desk ticket if it's not one of those two things, and the tech team will get in there and figure out if something's going on and help you with that, okay? Okay. Karen asks, if you have a friend on your Facebook who's also a coach, does Teamzy know to categorize them as coach rather than as a 3 or 4 star friend? I wish it was that smart, but no, we don't. Teamzy won't know. So they're going to show up in on your prospect list. Okay. Now, I am turning my screen off from time to time just to talk to you guys if I'm not showing you something, just so I can look at you. Okay. Because Lisa is asking me, are you screen sharing? I'm not screen sharing right now. Okay. So Karen, here's the thing. If you see friends on your prospect list that are coaches, you have 2 options. You can take them off your list, or you can just move them to the coach list, right? And then you can put fellow team coach, which means they're not counted towards your downline, but maybe it's somebody you want to stay in touch with. The truth is there's a lot of coaches that you want Teamzy to remind you to stay in touch with because they're friends, synergy partners, or they're mentors, right, that you want to stay in touch with. Okay, so there's a great reason to keep people. If it's somebody that you're friends with that you're not interested in having a relationship with, just delete them. Or you can make them a 1 so they don't show up on your up next. Okay. Please show us your screen when you were doing something. All right, well, let me just leave my screen share on because I'm obviously bothering you guys with that. So I'll do that. Okay, so now my screen's up the whole time. All right. Portia says, if I take a day off work, can I somehow edit the daily activities to portray that? Or do I just put that I have to connect with more people because I'm taking a day off? It's a great question, Portia. And, you know, there's no way to do that right now. Okay, so what Teamzy is not going to do is tell you tomorrow you have to do 30, right? It's going to give you the same amount of goals. But, you know, if you take a day off and it's really important to you to hit all your numbers, then just double up the next day. You know, some of you guys know my story, some of you don't. I've built systems like this before in other industries, specifically for real estate and for the mortgage business. And if it looks like it's overwhelming, people get overwhelmed and then they check out. So we don't want that to happen. If you skip 3 days because your life happens, I don't want you to come in and be like, oh my gosh, I have to do 100. My recommendation to you guys, okay, someone who's been coaching salespeople for 15 years, is this. Just figure out what you need to do today. Okay, just figure out what you need to do today. If you're doing Master's Hammer and Chisel and you miss 3 workouts, do you do 4 workouts on the day you get started again? Right? Is that what you would tell your customers to do? So you got to look at it that way too. You just got to keep things moving. Sometimes you just keep one oar in the water to keep the boat moving a little bit. Okay. Is there a way to log past connects? Did this get built yet? I don't think it has yet. But let's look. Okay, let's look at somebody. This was on the list, and I don't know if this has been built yet. So if I go to my activity feed, no, there is no way to log past connects, Sarah, but it's on the development list. Okay, so close to being done that I thought it might have been done already. So hang in there on that one. Okay, can you explain assigning people to a team? I'm not sure what that means. All right, so AMCO, clarify that question for me and I'll come back to it. Lynn says, I think you missed my question again. Lynn, I've already deleted it, so ask it again. I'm so sorry if I did. Kathy says, don't forget showing us about tags. Never mind, you just explained it. Okay. I can show you more about tags if you guys want. I did it really quick. So Sarah says, when we log commission from sales, where does that show up in my business info and Teamzy? Great question, Sarah. Okay. So I'm going to go to the business page. Okay. And this page takes a second to load because there's a lot of activity for it to load for me. So first and foremost, I want you guys to know this about logging sales. The team is working right now to allow you to upload your entire commissions report from the Coach Online office, which means you won't have to import individual sales anymore, which will make it much easier for you. Currently, it doesn't track your income until you log more than $1,000 in income, but it would show here on this screen, okay? You would see that on the business screen. And there's all kinds of stuff. There's also down here, I didn't show you this, guys, but this is your activity history report, okay? Where you can see everybody you've connected with, everything that you've done, and then you can filter it by connects, invites, sales, ads, imports, and your daily activities. You can filter that. You can even export that list. So that's a really cool feature that I didn't show you guys. Okay. Do you use the sale tab every time you make a sale? Stephanie asked that. Currently, Stephanie, that is the way it works. However, like I said, it's very soon you're going to be able to put your commission report in, which is going to be way easier. You can go in there once a month and just, bam, upload your commissions report, and everything will be there. It's going to be awesome. Okay, Liana says thank you. So I must have got her name right. Palma says awesome presentation. Glad you liked it. Okay, Portia says, how often do you actually hear from Beachbody Emerald leads after sending an email or general Beachbody leads? I used to send emails to them, but didn't get many responses. Well, I think probably, you know, if we were on a regular Zoom call and more coaches could talk, that's typical, Portia. I mean, you don't get a huge response rate on those leads. However, you will get a much better response rate if you connect with them over time, which is why it's great to put them in Teamzy. Typically, I'll put them in as a 3, so every 3 months I'll send them a message. Hey man, it's me checking in, and you'll get a better response rate. So what I do is I will send them an email, a welcome email, and then I will set a reminder to follow up again in a week. I will send them a text message too saying I just sent you an email, but a lot of times people still have home phones, which kind of blows me away, so the text messages don't go through. But if I can, I'll send them a text message saying, hey, I just sent you an email, check it out. And but then I'll check it up again in a week and say it's me again, and I'll tell them about my next challenge group. I'm telling you that I think that I quadrupled my response rate by following up twice in 1 week, like when I first get them and then a week later. So that's just something that I've done. And then I check in every 3 months. I'll send them an email, check in with them. And I mean, the response rate's low on those, but it's free money, right? So it's worth doing. Okay. I think that's all the questions. We got them all answered. So it's awesome. Perfect. Right in within our hour too. Thank you guys so much for coming to the call. I hope that this call got you inspired and excited to go in there and crush it Power Hour tomorrow on Teamzy. This tool is for you. It's built from the ground up for you, for Beachbody coaches, to help you be successful. Use it, okay? Get in there and use it. Abuse it. Let it guide you, and you'll be amazed at the amount of people you reach out to. You guys notice I got a response from Rich. Remember my friend Rich? He actually responded while we were talking. See how that works? So here's to your success. Hopefully we'll see you guys at Summit. I will be there with my wife, Lisa. Look for us. Give us a hug. Say hello. Oh, I didn't check the chat. Let me just check that real quick and make sure I didn't miss anything. I am going to send you guys, so everyone will get this recording on Friday. It'll get emailed to you. We'll also post it on the Facebook page, Teamzy Facebook page tomorrow. Any way to I'll automatically connect with Facebook. Melissa, so Facebook doesn't let anybody connect with them anymore, just so you guys know. Nobody connects with Facebook anymore, unfortunately. Okay? The email thing is working, though. We are building a full email marketing suite that's coming soon. And everything else, great. I think you guys got it. Okay, great. All right, guys. Again, like I said, use it. We're excited to be working with you. I can't wait to hear your success stories. We'll be doing this. We'll be doing a new webinar like this every couple of weeks for new people. So let your teams know about it. Also, if you want to organize a team Zoom for your team, if you have more than 25 coaches on a call, message with the help button down there, and you guys can schedule one of those. But also keep an eye out for some deeper trainings that we'll be doing on some other topics. So appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much. Have an awesome night.